We've come down to my final Alien movie review before Alien Covenant comes out this Friday, and of course it's Prometheus, directed once again by Ridley Scott. This is the Alien prequel that's not entirely an Alien prequel, it's a quasi-prequel. There's some origins in there of some things in the Alien franchise, but for the most part Prometheus is its own film, and that's what I like about Prometheus, is that it's not like a complete full-on prequel, it tries to be its own film with its own ideas. I was excited to check out Prometheus because I really liked Alien and Aliens, and this is a film that I've read a lot of mixed feedback about. Some people love it, some people don't love it. Not seen a lot of people say they hate this film, and some people like in the middle somewhere thinking it's just okay, decent, and I'm one of those people. There are some praises to be made with Prometheus. For starters, it's a very ambitious film in terms of the nature of the plot and the heavy themes that it carries in terms of religion and gods. And in that, the film is occasionally really intriguing. When the crew of the Prometheus are inside the caverns and they find that room full of all those cylinders leaking that black goo, and they see the holograms of the engineers running past, and just when the characters are talking about the engineers and trying to find out where humanity came from, all of that was really interesting to me. Visually speaking, Prometheus is flawless. Amazing CGI, fantastic designs of the spacesuits, the vehicles and the interiors of the spaceships. The cinematography, the camera work, the direction, it's all extremely good. And the film is well acted as well. Numa Rapace, at first I thought she was okay. She kind of overdid some of her line delivery in the first half, but when it gets to the birth scene, then she became really good. Michael Fassbender is the standout, just like I thought he would be. The rest of the cast is fine, and that kind of sucks to say that since you have Idris Elba and Charlize Theron in there. The rest of the crew were kind of one note, and they're a little bit bland and forgettable. The only reason I'll remember Idris Elba and Charlize Theron being in it is because they're Idris Elba and Charlize Theron. Where Prometheus faltered for me, first off, the pacing. Not that great, or at least it wasn't great in the first half of the film. In the first half of the film, you have the part where they go into the caverns and they're exploring and trying to find the engineers and stuff. Once they get out of that caverns and go back to the spaceship, then it really slowed down for me, and then the yawns started to come in. Around the first half of the film, I felt like they were just throwing things at us. The slow pace up until that point had me nearly begging for something interesting to happen. I wanted the intrigue from the earlier part of the film to come back, and then you have the Numa Rapace pregnant stuff, and that's where I started to get into it again. And then it has that twist where it shows Weyland has been on the Prometheus ship the entire time. Weyland is the CEO of the company that has financed the voyage of the Prometheus. Turns out that he's been in stasis on the Prometheus the entire time, and he wants the engineers to help him not die, basically. Which was an okay twist, but the engineer ends up killing the guy like 10 minutes afterwards anyway, so that plot twist becomes quickly disposed of. That plot twist followed by that really intense scene with Numa Rapace trying to get that thing out of her stomach, it made the film feel a little bit cluttered for me. And when it all comes to a big conclusion, the storyline involving the engineers and trying to find out where humanity came from, I just wasn't really fulfilled by the story as a whole. I mean, the climax was quite entertaining, seeing the big ship take off and then Idris Elba and the pilots pilot into it and stop it from taking off. But given how interested I was towards the start of the film, hearing about the origins of humanity and trying to find the makers, I was just left a little bit underwhelmed when it all wrapped up. Overall, I thought Prometheus was decent. It was extremely well made. I have zero problems with this film on a technical aspect. It was well made in every sense of the word. It had some really interesting mythology and ideas to it, and it presented an interesting plot to start off with, and there was some decent acting. But the pacing issues in the first act, the cluttered middle act, and the overall unfulfilling story left me thinking Prometheus was just decent, like I said. So I'm going to give Prometheus a 3 out of 5. I have a feeling that that rating could go down over time, like maybe to a 2.5 out of 5, but for now I'm giving it a 3 out of 5 because of the really interesting mythology and because it was extremely well made. So that's my Alien film review series done. If you didn't see my reviews of Alien and Aliens, I'll put the annotations at the end so you can click and go check those videos out. Let me know in the comments below what do you think of Prometheus, and stay tuned this Friday for my review of Alien Covenant. Thanks for watching the video as always, guys, and if you want to see more of my stuff, click on one of these and I'll see you all in the next video.